Yeah, we're coming here live from Orlando, and we've had a very interesting couple of days. I think we've nearly 11 or 12 days now. And Marius and Brendon can't take it anymore, so they actually get on a plane to go home. No, but with all seriousness,
No, we're done.
what we wanted to do quickly was just have a quick rundown. I mean, we did do a video down at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and we just wanted to kind of surmise what it's been like the last two spots. So then went to Atlanta, and then we went down to Orlando, where we are now. What are your guys' feelings on what you found in the last couple of days, the last week?
It's been astonishing. The quality of the properties that we've seen is just amazing. I mean, the value for money, it's unbelievable. It's less than half. It's less than half the price than what you can buy in South Africa. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've been amazed. I mean, the guys in Atlanta are flipping amazing. They do incredible work with the refurbishment of the houses, and the quality of the suburbs are fantastic. And I've been super impressed. And I've been here, I think, 3 times this last year, and every time I just my mind gets blown away.
2 questions to both of you on Atlanta before we get on to Orlando. Firstly, we always say that we invest in people, not property. What was your experience of the team? You met you met RJ and his team. You met Anthony, who does the management. What was your experience of them while you were there?
Well, it's like we've said before. It's all about the team on the ground. It's easy to buy a property. You can go on the internet. You can buy a property. You don't know what you're buying. I mean, it's really a minefield. And there are so many things that you need to know. These guys are on the ground. They know what they're doing. They're managing the property for you. They're finding a tenant for you. They're making sure the tenant pays. If he doesn't pay, which really happens, they will follow it up. They will sort it out. So honestly, you cannot go without a good team on the ground. And these guys are amazing.
No, it always impresses me because they're innovating consistently. They know that they're going into a quiet time coming over December now, and what they're doing is they're just ramping up their marketing budget to over $10,000 a month. I mean, that's substantial.
That's to get tenants, though.
It's just to get tenants, because what they found is they've got more than enough buyers. They've got hedge funds coming in. They've got enough South Africans buying up all their properties. They've got people from all over the world buying up the properties. So they don't need buyers anymore. They need consistent supply of tenants. So they've got boards up all over the place. They call them, what do they call those boards? Phantom boards. And they got them all over Atlanta. They got fined over $4,000 last week for having those boards up, and they just slotted into the marketing budget because it works so effectively. They got Google AdWords running, search engine optimization, all sorts of marketing techniques to make sure they're getting a consistent supply of tenants for us people back home, so that the houses stay vacant for the shortest amount of time possible.
But it's about also getting good quality tenants.
Absolutely.
And it's that whole vetting them. You get them for, it's actually they only sign 3-year leases, so you don't have vacancies often because they're signing in for 3 years with the option to possibly buy the property. So they've got the mentality of being a homeowner.
Absolutely. I mean, that's awesome.
And they guarantee that the rent will be paid for the first year. They even stand in for it.
Yeah.
That's
It blows my mind. They actually put their money where their mouth is.
Exactly.
Just one last thing before we move away from Atlanta. What was your experience in the market? There's a lot of talk, and the market's going up, the market's going down. But I mean, RJ always says what's actually happening on the ground. And I mean, I was blown away again. I mean, in fact, I find it quite frustrating because you're trying to find good investment opportunities and they keep going. I mean, we were there on Monday, and literally 2 of the properties we tried to choose were gone.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's your experience? Just I mean, he spoke a little bit about the funds, but I mean, did we experience that on the ground?
Well, definitely. Once again, I think it's about the quality of the properties. The quality is so good. That's why they get snapped up. I mean, you can buy a terrible thing in a slum, and it's probably not going to increase in value. It will not increase in value. So, it's all about the quality of the properties. The properties that we've seen is just amazing. I mean, they've all been remodeled, excellent quality and value for money.
And I mean, okay, so then we jumped on an airplane, we came through to Orlando after actually having quite a lot of fun in Atlanta and going to a blues bar and the whole thing. But no, seriously, so we came through to Orlando. It's a very different proposition here. So here we've been looking at condos, which by South African standards is like sectional title apartments. And it's different. It's a lot more what we're used to. It's fountains, it's clubhouses, it's pools, tennis courts, and you could even argue security with an electric gate. But what's your experience of what you've found here in terms of this market?
Well, what's nice is it's still a lower price point compared to the Atlanta market. So to actually get into the market and participate in this thing where it's going crazy means you need less money to actually participate, which is extremely good for all of us back home. Because if we're spending rands, it's a lot of money that we need to spend in order to get into this opportunity here in the United States. So from that point of view, it's really, really good to have a slightly lower barrier of entry to come in. And that being said, the quality of the properties is still fantastic. They pick the the condominium associations very, very carefully, because you've got to be so careful what you're buying in case you can't rent it out. If the homeowners association says that there's a percentage of owner occupancy that they need to maintain, you might end up buying a property that you actually can't rent out because of the rules in the homeowners association documents. They also check what homeowners associations are in the red and which ones are actually functioning properly and are making a profit, and have the reserves in place to replace roofs, that have the right insurances in place to protect the owners, all of that type of stuff.
Just to jump in there, Brendon, because I think it's important to emphasize what you're saying. If the property market's lost 50%, and if so many people have been bankrupted and repossessed, and you're in a building, you might get the discount, of the deal of the decade, the discount, whatever it is. But the point of the rest, if no one else is paying the homeowners association fees, the building's not going to be looked after, the pool's going to get green, the lift's not going to work. So it's very important to understand the financials, and it's why for us it's so important to have the guys on the ground, because they regularly are going into similar type of complexes, because they know what the opportunity is, they know what they can renovate for, and they know what they can rent for.
And that's one of the risks when buying in a condominium or sectional title development, as we would know it back home, is your investment is directly linked to everybody else's investment in that entire complex. So if the entire complex goes down, your investment goes down. If the entire complex goes up, your investment goes up. So it's extremely important to be aware of that and make sure you pick one with a homeowners association that's on the ball, that's strict with who lives there, because you don't want riffraff living over there, with the homeowners association fees that are actually low and reasonable, so that it's not eating into your rental yield too much. Because like you said, if half of the place is standing vacant, who pays that? The owners who are actually there trying to make it happen. So what happens is your homeowners fees start climbing, and that eats into your rental yield. So you've got to find the right place. It's so important. And these guys have vetted them, they renovate them beautifully. I mean, I was amazed with the quality of the workmanship over here. It really is amazing.
Yeah, and also the homeowners association fees can be high, and I mean these guys check it out. They make sure that you don't pay too much.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you can be getting $800 a month rent on a beautiful property and paying $450 a month on homeowners association fees. You don't want to be in that situation.
Sure.
Just a quick one, Marius. I know you're an investor at home. You buy into sectional title developments at home. What was your experience to compare the two? Because it's probably the closest you come to an apple and an apple.
Right.
In terms of, I know you've been saying you've got a number of things you put on auctions at home, but in just comparing, what's been your experience of what you saw yesterday?
Well, once again, the quality of the properties that they offer you is just exceptional. A good rental return, that is for sure, and yeah, I think it's just the best deal ever. I can't imagine you're still buying in South Africa if you can buy what you found here.
My last question is, what we've tried to do while we're on this buying trip is meet the team. So not just even the management guys. So last night we had dinner with the lawyer, the person that does all the title transfers, the accountant, so they can help you with all the tax and the structures, and the management agent. What was your experience like there? Because as you know, we spend the day looking at properties, but we also, spend quite a lot of time with the partners, basically.
That's right. Well, it was so good to meet the whole team. I mean, everybody was there. They came to dinner with us. They explained everything. Everybody asked questions. Everybody's always got questions, and these guys just walked through it, and it was an absolute sum. I'm just amazed by the professionalism of these people, and you have to have them. There is just no way that you can go without them, because everybody tells you a different story. You could meet 10 lawyers, you get off the phone, you go to see 10 lawyers, they'll each tell you a different story, and it's just a minefield, So it was so good. All my questions were answered, that's for sure.
I tell you what, I was blown away, because I learned so much last night at dinner, and I've already bought a couple of properties here in Orlando, and already my mental faculties were pushed to the limit last night, because the title company guy explained so many risks that we need to be aware of when they do a title search, that it's actually extremely scary. And he does that for, what's it, $375 or something like that.
Yeah,
it's so cheap to protect you. It's crazy.
So guys, just from my side, I want to thank both of you. It's been an awesome 12 days. I think we started out, in Phoenix, what it feels like weeks ago, but we've had so much fun. I'd like to consider us as good friends now, and I think certainly we'll see each other in the future. But for me, the two very important things that I think we've achieved is we've seen the market, we've understood the information, we've met the partners, but now we also really take action. And what I mean by that is that we've all got our bank accounts open. After 4 hours in Bank of America, we've got our bank accounts open, we've got our LLCs, And now with the knowledge, having met the partners and having the bank account, now we can take advantage of this market. Would you agree with me on that, basically?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's another thing, having a bank account that's in your name that you can actually receive your rental income into. It's such a fundamental thing that people don't think about, but you need to control your money. And that's what we came over here to do, to make sure we've got the bank account in our LLC's name so that we are in control.
Well, guys, look, I look forward to having many more parties in America, because at the end of the day, we've got to come over here to inspect our assets as we take advantage of this opportunity. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks a lot. It's been
Thanks.
a lot of fun.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.